Sorry, I know you're busy. I just have to finish my Panda stretch. 30 seconds. I don't want to disappoint the Panda. The whole video is just gonna be this, by the way. Just 10 minutes of me doing this. Crushed it. I usually wear an Apple Watch, but when something else comes along that does pretty much everything that does, but better at tracking my workouts, my fitness, my health, that also offers substantially longer battery life, works just as well with iPhones and Android phones, looks the part, and also costs about 100 quid less than a Series 11 Apple Watch, that's pretty interesting. So this is the new Huawei WATCH FIT 5 Pro. Comes in 3 different flavors. I have them here for your viewing pleasure. Oh, and also a regular non-Pro WATCH FIT 5 for comparison. But in this video, I'm going to focus on the Pro. And if you do fancy picking up a WATCH FIT 5 Pro, then I've actually teamed up with Huawei to give you guys an exclusive £50 off. You can use the code and the link in the description below, all that good stuff right down there. But first, let me show you what this can actually do. And there have been a few upgrades versus last year's model. They've actually bumped up the screen size from 1.82 inches to 1.92 inches, largely thanks to the slimmer bezels, which are also now symmetrical all the way around. We have this 2.5D sapphire glass, as well as a titanium alloy watch bezel, and on the orange and black models, we have this aluminium body. Because actually this white edition has a more ceramic matte finish, which actually makes it even more durable. Ooh, I'm not sure. What do we think? Orange, white, or black? Obviously black goes with more, but the straps are all fully swappable. So if you want a sport band for workouts and then something a little bit fancier and cleaner for daily wear, you can change the vibe pretty easily. Oh, and speaking of this orange band, they've actually made it, I think, 2.5 times more breathable than the previous version. It's a really good looking watch, and I think looks way more expensive than it actually is. Although it's not just about looking the part, you can take this swimming and diving. It's got a 5 ATM rating, which means 5 atmospheres. So you can dive with this down to 40 meters. So it goes without saying you could take this in the bath and the shower with you. In fact, you might not ever want to take this off except to occasionally charge it. Because with all the health and activity and even sleep tracking with this, as I've been testing this over the last few weeks, myself and my buddy James, it's never left my wrist.
Distance 2 kilometers. Duration 21 minutes and 11 seconds. Current heart rate 149 beats per minute.
Except, as I say, to charge it. This is the puck that comes in the box. You have a USB-A on one side, pop your watch on like so. I actually have only done that a couple of times in the last 2 weeks because, well, Huawei claim you'll get up to 10 days of battery with this. My real world use may be a little bit skewed because I have been using it a lot to test out a whole bunch of the different features, but I would confidently say I could get sort of 4 to 5 days of proper, normal, everyday use out of this. It'll depend how you use it. It is worth mentioning though that this does only come in one size, and I think it is probably the best middle ground. I think men and women equally. I've got fairly slim wrists myself, I would say. It's not too heavy, not too chunky. It's a nice middle ground size. It's not as chunky as an Apple Watch Ultra, but it's got a little bit more to it than a regular Series 11. Hopefully you like this because that is the only size. Now the first thing you'll do is pair it with your phone, and as I say, this works flawlessly. Every single feature works equally, whether you're on Android or on iPhone. You just have to download the Huawei Health app. And once you're up and running, you've checked for any firmware updates, you've chosen your watch face, you can explore the over 100 different workout modes. And it's not just the usual tick box stuff, this actually goes quite deep. If you take it running, you've got different city and trail options. They've also carried over the huge updates they made to the cycling tracking with last year's watch. And I must admit, I am not much of a cyclist myself, and this is where I recruited my buddy James, who is a bit more competent on 2 wheels than I am. And beyond the usual tracking stuff, you've got specific cadence and power styles. You can take it to the gym to do your workouts, or the pool if you're swimming, obviously, or even take it golfing with you. There's a really handy driving range guide that will tell you how good your swing is. And if you download your local courses, it can give you some really helpful information like distance. So what really does make this stand out is whether you're casually trying to get fitter or you're properly tracking performance, this has you covered. They've also upgraded the GPS with this year's watch. It's dual band, you have offline maps, so it's even better at tracking your location. So you can actually leave your phone at home, go for a run or a cycle, and still get accurate tracking. And then there's this. It is a tiny little Panda on your wrist. These are just quick mini workouts, 30-second exercises, stretching different muscle groups, although his slightly stumpy arms perhaps aren't the best demonstrations for getting your form right. At first glance, it comes across maybe a little bit gimmicky, but it actually works because instead of thinking I need to go and do a full workout, you just do something. You just stretch a bit, you stand up, you move around. It is kind of in the name, the Watch Fit 5 Pro. Obviously, there are other Huawei watches as well, but the Fit series in particular is very much about giving you the best fitness, workout, and health tracking. And this year they've improved some of the sensors, giving us better accuracy. You're getting 24/7 heart rate tracking, and exclusively on the Pro, you can run an ECG, and you've got arterial stiffness detection. And there's no subscription fee required for any of this, which, to be fair, some other watches do offer, but not at this price point. They've also improved the sleep tracking, and it can measure light sleep, deep sleep, and finally, after a lot of customer feedback, it can even now track your naps. So yeah, it's not just about fitness and workout tracking, it's also about overall health. And while you can access a lot of the information and data on the watch face itself, a lot of the time if you want proper analytics and data, you'll want to fire up the Huawei Health app on your phone. Now, if you have used a Huawei watch before, this will all be very familiar to you. It's running their HarmonyOS software, and you can swipe around with your finger to get to various menus. This is the activity records, my emotional well-being, and you'll be happy to hear I'm in a pleasant mood right now. And you've got various health sensors, and of course, when you've got this paired to your phone, you can send and receive messages, make calls, play your music. You can tap the digital crown there to go back to the home page, or even rotate it to bring up various menus. This is my notifications, you've got the settings, and actually being able to use the crown means you've got the full view of this 1.92-inch display. You've also got this side button here, which is a quick shortcut to open the workouts menu, and these are kind of like the key workouts you may want to use, but what you can do, if you scroll right down, is add more to that. As I said, this is where you've got over 100 different workouts, which is just insane. It's all very fast and intuitive, and you can definitely see some inspiration from a certain fruit-based rival for some of these features. But that does also mean if you are using an Apple Watch right now and are tempted to maybe switch over, this will feel familiar to you. Crucially though, something that we have missed out on in the past with Huawei watches, and actually a bit of a deal breaker for a lot of people, was the lack of payment support. But it does now support Curve Pay, the Curve payment app. So you download that, you sign up, you go through some ID checks, you add your bank card, bit of a faff, but once that's done, you can tap to pay, whether you're going on the tube in London, you're paying for your coffee or your pint. So in the UK, the Watch Fit 5 will start at £159.99, 160 quid basically. The Fit 5 Pro is about £90 more at £249.99, which, as I say, makes it about near enough 100 less than an equivalent Series 11 Apple Watch. And considering you can use this with any phone you fancy, you do now have a mobile payment option. Looks good, feels good, you can get over a week of battery, and arguably it has the best suite of fitness and health tracking you can get on a smartwatch. That's not too shabby. But what do you think? Would you be tempted by one of these? And if you did pick one up, what color would you go for? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time right here on the Tech Chap.